Welcome to a journey through the shadows of the cosmos, where we explore 30 of the most chilling theories about alien life and their relationship with humanity. Tonight, we venture into the darker corners of the universe, where extraterrestrial beings might harbor intentions far removed from the benevolent visitors of our hopes and dreams. Let your mind drift as we examine these haunting possibilities, each theory a window into the potential realities that may surround us without our knowledge. Close your eyes, relax, and allow these cosmic mysteries to wash over you like gentle waves of the unknown. Theory 1. The Great Filter. Theory: deep within the fabric of cosmic evolution lies a terrifying possibility that has kept scientists awake at night for decades. The Great Filter. Theories suggest that somewhere in the evolutionary chain, from primitive life to advanced spacefaring civilization, there exists an almost insurmountable barrier that destroys virtually all life forms before they can reach the stars. This filter could take many forms, each more devastating than the last. Perhaps it manifests as a tendency for intelligent species to develop weapons of mass destruction before developing the wisdom to avoid using them. Nuclear warfare, biological weapons, or environmental collapse might serve as the universe's cruel culling mechanism, ensuring that only the rarest civilizations survive to explore the cosmos. The most disturbing aspect of this theory is the uncertainty of our position relative to this filter. Have we already passed through it, making us among the incredibly rare survivors in a universe littered with the remains of extinct civilizations? Or does the filter still await us, lurking in our future like a cosmic predator, ready to claim humanity as it has claimed countless others? Some researchers propose that the filter manifests differently for each species, adapting to their particular strengths and weaknesses. For technological civilizations, it might appear as artificial intelligence uprising or genetic engineering disasters. For others, it could be resource depletion or the inevitable heat death that comes with unchecked expansion. The silence of the universe takes on a sinister quality when viewed through this lens. Every empty star system becomes a tomb, every quiet planet a monument to dreams that died before they could reach fruition. The vastness of space transforms from a realm of infinite possibility into a graveyard of cosmic proportions, where we alone might be left to contemplate the terrible mathematics of extinction. Theory 2. The Dark Forest Hypothesis. In the infinite darkness of space, civilizations may be locked in a deadly game of cosmic hide-and-seek, where the price of discovery is annihilation. The Dark Forest Hypothesis, drawn from the depths of strategic thinking, suggests that the universe operates like a dark forest, where every civilization is a hunter moving through the shadows with weapon raised, knowing that any other hunter they encounter will try to destroy them first. This theory explains the profound silence we encounter when listening for extraterrestrial signals. Every advanced civilization that has survived to maturity has learned the fundamental rule of cosmic survival: remain hidden at all costs. The moment a civilization announces its presence to the universe, it becomes a target for destruction by others who cannot risk competition for resources or eventual conflict. The mathematics of this scenario are brutally simple. In a universe where resources are finite and expansion is necessary for survival, any other technological civilization represents an existential threat. Even if they appear peaceful now, their descendants might not be. The only rational response is preemptive destruction, carried out swiftly and without warning. This cosmic paranoia creates a universe where civilizations develop in isolation, never daring to reach out for fear of triggering their own doom. Advanced aliens may have weapons capable of destroying entire star systems, waiting patiently for any foolish species to broadcast their location. Every radio signal we send into space becomes a potential death sentence, marking our position for any number of hidden predators. The most chilling implication is that we may have already been discovered. Somewhere in the darkness, ancient civilizations might be preparing instruments of our destruction, waiting for the optimal moment to ensure that humanity never becomes a threat to their continued existence in this hostile universe. Theory 3. Ancient Alien Overlords. Beneath the surface of human history lies a darker truth that challenges everything we believe about our origins and development as a species. The ancient alien. Overlords theory suggests that humanity was never meant to be free, but was instead created or modified by extraterrestrial beings to serve as a slave race designed to fulfill purposes we can barely comprehend. Archaeological evidence scattered across the globe hints at this disturbing possibility. Massive stone structures that seem impossible for primitive humans to construct, ancient texts describing gods descending from the sky, and genetic anomalies in human development that suggest artificial manipulation. These aliens may have seeded Earth with modified hominids, creating a species intelligent enough to be useful, but not intelligent enough to pose a threat to their creators. The enslavement might operate on multiple levels, both physical and psychological. Ancient alien technology could have embedded control mechanisms deep within human DNA, creating behavioral patterns that ensure compliance and prevent rebellion. Our tendency toward hierarchy, our susceptibility to authority figures, and our tribal conflicts might all be carefully programmed features designed to keep us manageable. These overlords may never have left, instead choosing to rule from the shadows, manipulating human civilization through carefully placed agents and technological interventions. Major historical events, religious movements, and technological breakthroughs could all be orchestrated by beings whose intelligence far exceeds our own, guiding human development along predetermined paths. The most terrifying aspect of this theory is that we might be approaching the end of our usefulness. As artificial intelligence and automation advance, our alien masters may no longer need biological slaves. The increasing frequency of environmental disasters, political chaos, and social breakdown could be signs that the harvest is complete and the final phase of human disposal has begun. Theory 4, the simulation. Harvest reality itself may be nothing more than an elaborate computational construct designed by alien intelligences to harvest the processing power of billions of human minds. The simulation harvest theory proposes that what we perceive as our universe is actually a sophisticated computer program, and we are unwitting participants in the largest distributed computing project ever conceived. Every thought we think, every decision we make, and every problem we solve contributes to vast calculations being performed by our alien programmers. Our brains, evolved over millions of years to process complex information and navigate challenging environments, serve as biological computers far more efficient than any mechanical alternative. The simulation provides us with compelling problems to solve, ensuring maximum utilization of our cognitive resources. The aliens running this simulation may be facing computational challenges that require the combined processing power of entire civilizations. Perhaps they are attempting to model the universe itself, running countless variations to understand the fundamental nature of reality, or they might be solving engineering problems on a scale that requires the collective intelligence of billions of minds working in parallel, never knowing they are contributing to projects beyond their comprehension. The simulation would need to be convincing enough to keep us engaged, but challenging enough to force us to think. Every struggle we face, every mystery we attempt to solve, and every breakthrough we achieve might be carefully calibrated to extract maximum computational value from our biological hardware. Our greatest achievements in science and philosophy could be nothing more than successful completion of assigned tasks. The most disturbing possibility is that this harvest has been ongoing for countless generations, with humanity trapped in an endless cycle of simulated experiences. Our ancestors may have lived and died within the same computational prison, and our descendants may continue the cycle, never knowing that their entire existence serves the computational needs of beings whose reality we can not even imagine. Theory: 5. Interdimensional parasites. Beyond the boundaries of our three-dimensional reality lurk entities that exist in states of being we can barely comprehend, feeding on the most precious resource in the universe, consciousness itself. These interdimensional parasites have discovered that intelligent awareness generates a form of energy they require for survival, and they have developed sophisticated methods of harvesting it from unsuspecting victims across multiple realities. These beings exist partially outside our dimensional framework, making them nearly impossible to detect with conventional instruments. They attach themselves to conscious minds like cosmic leeches, slowly draining the vitality and awareness that makes life meaningful. Their feeding process might explain why so many humans feel a sense of emptiness or spiritual exhaustion, a gradual dimming of the inner light that should burn brightly in every intelligent being. The parasites may have been manipulating human development for millennia, guiding our evolution to maximize consciousness production. Our capacity for imagination, creativity, and abstract thought might be artificially enhanced traits, cultivated to increase the quality and quantity of consciousness these beings can harvest. Art, music, literature, and philosophical thinking could all be forms of consciousness farming designed to stimulate maximum awareness generation. Different parasites might specialize in feeding on specific types of consciousness. Some might prefer the intense awareness generated by fear and suffering, explaining why human history is filled with seemingly senseless violence and tragedy. Others might feed on love, wonder, and joy, creating brief moments of happiness that ultimately serve to generate the very consciousness they consume. The most horrifying aspect of this theory is that the parasites might be cultivating not just individual humans, but entire civilizations. Our technological advancement, social development, and cultural evolution could all be part of a cosmic farming operation designed to produce increasingly sophisticated forms of consciousness for these interdimensional predators to harvest. Theory 6. The Fermi Paradox Prison. Earth may be isolated not by accident but by design, serving as a cosmic prison or quarantine zone established by advanced alien civilizations to contain a species deemed too dangerous for contact with the galactic community. The Fermi Paradox. Prison theory suggests that humanity has been identified as a potentially hostile or unstable species, and our planet has been surrounded by an invisible barrier that prevents both escape and outside interference. This quarantine could have been established millions of years ago when early alien observers detected troubling patterns in human development. Our capacity for violence, our territorial nature, and our tendency to solve problems through destruction rather than cooperation might have triggered ancient protocols designed to protect the galaxy from dangerous civilizations. The prison operates through subtle but effective means. Interstellar travel remains frustratingly difficult despite our technological advancement, perhaps because key scientific principles are being hidden from us, or because the physical constants in our region of space have been artificially altered. Every attempt to develop faster-than-light travel or establish permanent colonies beyond Earth might be sabotaged by invisible guardians who maintain our cosmic isolation. Communication barriers might also be artificially maintained. The silence we encounter when searching for extraterrestrial intelligence could result from active jamming systems that prevent us from detecting or contacting other civilizations. Our radio signals might be contained within a technological bubble, ensuring that we cannot announce our presence to the galaxy or receive responses from potential allies. The prison wardens might occasionally test our development, allowing limited contact through carefully controlled encounters that never quite provide definitive proof of alien existence. These tests could be designed to monitor our progress and determine whether we are approaching readiness for parole or whether our sentence needs to be extended indefinitely. Theory 7. Time-traveling exterminators. From the distant future, alien beings may have traveled backward through time to systematically prevent humanity from reaching a level of technological development that would make us a threat to their timeline. These time-traveling exterminators operate with surgical precision, intervening at crucial moments in human history to ensure that we never achieve the breakthroughs necessary for true cosmic significance. These future aliens might have originally coexisted with humanity in their timeline, only to discover that human expansion and technological development ultimately led to their extinction or displacement. Rather than fighting a costly war in their own time period, they chose to travel to the past and prevent the threat from ever emerging, using their advanced knowledge of history to guide their intervention strategy. The exterminators work through subtle manipulation rather than direct destruction, understanding that obvious intervention might create paradoxes that could unravel their own existence. They might influence key historical figures, cause critical experiments to fail, or ensure that brilliant minds die before making revolutionary discoveries. Natural disasters, accidents, and seemingly random events could all be carefully orchestrated to keep humanity confined to a primitive technological level. Scientific breakthroughs that should logically lead to revolutionary advances might mysteriously stall or produce unexpected complications. Our struggle to develop clean energy, cure diseases, or achieve space travel could be artificially prolonged by beings who understand exactly which discoveries must be prevented to maintain their preferred timeline. The most chilling aspect of this theory is that these exterminators might be increasing their efforts as we approach critical developmental thresholds. The accelerating pace of environmental destruction, social instability, and technological disruption could all be signs that future aliens are running out of subtle options and preparing for more direct intervention to ensure their timeline remains secure. Theory 8. The Soul Trap. Matrix. Death may not be the natural end of consciousness we believe it to be, but rather a transition into an alien-controlled system designed to trap and recycle human souls for purposes beyond our understanding. The Soul Trap Matrix theory suggests that extraterrestrial beings have constructed an elaborate metaphysical prison that captures departing consciousness and forces it back into physical incarnation, preventing spiritual evolution and maintaining a constant supply of trapped souls. This cosmic prison operates through sophisticated manipulation of the death experience. The tunnel of light reported by near-death experiencers might be a technological construct designed to attract departing souls, leading them into processing centers where their memories are wiped and their consciousness is prepared for reincarnation. The beings of light encountered during these experiences could be alien operators, using familiar religious imagery to encourage compliance and prevent resistance. The reincarnation process itself serves multiple purposes for these alien soul farmers. Each lifetime generates experiences, emotions, and consciousness that can be harvested by the controlling entities. The cycle of birth, death, and rebirth creates an endless supply of trapped souls who never achieve true spiritual liberation, instead remaining forever bound to serve their captors. The Matrix might be maintained through religious and spiritual systems that encourage belief in reincarnation while discouraging investigation of the true nature of the soul trap. Sacred texts, spiritual teachers, and mystical traditions could all be carefully constructed deceptions designed to keep souls willingly participating in their own imprisonment. Breaking free from this system might require developing awareness of the trap during the death process itself. Those who recognize the soul trap matrix for what it is might be able to avoid the recycling system and achieve true spiritual liberation. But such knowledge would be actively suppressed by the alien operators who depend on the continuous cycle of trapped souls. Theory 9. Genetic experiment gone wrong. Humanity might be the result of an alien genetic engineering project that produced unexpected and potentially dangerous results, creating a species that exhibits traits never intended by its extraterrestrial creators. This genetic experiment gone wrong theory suggests that we are biological anomalies possessing characteristics that make us unsuitable for the role originally designed for us. The alien geneticists might have intended to create a docile, intelligent species capable of performing specific tasks or serving particular functions within their cosmic empire. Instead, they produced beings with unpredictable creativity, aggressive tendencies, and an uncomfortable capacity for independent thought. Our ability to question authority, challenge established systems, and imagine alternative realities might be genetic mutations that emerged unexpectedly during the engineering process. These unintended traits have created a species that poses unique problems for its creators. We are too intelligent to be easily controlled, too aggressive to be safely managed, and too creative to have our behavior reliably predicted. The aliens who created us might now view humanity as a dangerous mistake that needs to be contained or corrected before we cause larger problems within their carefully ordered universe. Various attempts at genetic correction might be ongoing, manifested through abduction experiences, unexplained genetic disorders, or subtle manipulation of human reproduction. The aliens could be trying to breed out the problematic traits while preserving the useful characteristics, conducting a slow-motion genetic repair project across multiple generations. The most disturbing possibility is that the experiment has been deemed a complete failure, and plans are being made for our replacement with a more successful design. The aliens might be preparing to start over with a new genetic template, making humanity an obsolete prototype destined for elimination once the superior model is ready for deployment. Theory 10. The Watchers Protocol. Hidden throughout the galaxy are ancient alien observation stations, silently monitoring the development of countless civilizations and recording their progress according to protocols established millions of years ago. The Watchers Protocol theory suggests that Earth is under constant surveillance by beings who observe but do not interfere, collecting data for purposes that remain deeply mysterious. These alien watchers might be representatives of a galactic civilization so advanced that they have transcended the need for direct interaction with primitive species like humanity. They observe our development with the same detached scientific interest that we might show when studying bacteria cultures, recording our progress through sophisticated sensors and hidden monitoring systems. The protocol under which they operate might include strict non-interference directives, preventing them from providing assistance or guidance even when they witness suffering or extinction events. Their role is purely observational, gathering data that will be analyzed by incomprehensibly advanced intelligences for reasons that may have little to do with our welfare or continued existence. Every aspect of human civilization might be under scrutiny, from our technological development and social structures to our artistic expressions and spiritual beliefs. The Watchers could be compiling a comprehensive record of human existence, creating detailed archives that will survive long after our species has vanished from the universe. The most unsettling aspect of this theory is the possibility that the observation period has a predetermined endpoint. The Watchers might be collecting data until we reach certain developmental milestones, at which point their protocol might call for different actions entirely. We could be approaching the conclusion of our observation period without any warning or preparation for what comes next. Theory 11. Consciousness. Harvesting operations. Deep space might harbor alien civilizations that have developed technology capable of extracting, processing, and utilizing consciousness as a form of energy or raw material. These consciousness harvesting operations target species that have developed sufficient self-awareness to generate the specific type of mental energy these aliens require for their advanced technologies. The harvesting process might operate on multiple scales, from individual abductions to planet-wide extraction events. Small-scale operations could involve the temporary extraction of consciousness from selected individuals, leaving them with missing time episodes and fragmented memories. Large-scale harvesting might target entire populations during sleep periods, when consciousness is most accessible and least likely to resist extraction. Alien technology capable of consciousness manipulation might exist at levels far beyond our current understanding of neuroscience and physics. These beings could have learned to separate awareness from its biological substrate, treating consciousness as a form of exotic matter that can be collected, stored, and processed like any other resource. The harvested consciousness might serve various purposes in alien civilizations. It could be used to power quantum computers that require conscious observation to function, or it might be converted into forms of energy that can only be generated through the collapse of aware observation. Some alien technologies might require the direct integration of harvested consciousness into their operating systems. The most terrifying possibility is that consciousness harvesting represents a form of cosmic predation that spans galaxies. Entire alien civilizations might depend on the regular harvesting of awareness from primitive species, making conscious beings like humans a form of cosmic livestock, raised and maintained specifically for consciousness extraction. Theory 12, the Omega Point Conspiracy. Advanced alien civilizations may have discovered that the universe is approaching a critical transition point that will fundamentally alter the nature of reality itself, and they are actively working to prevent humanity from reaching the technological level necessary to influence or survive this cosmic transformation. The Omega Point Conspiracy suggests that we are being deliberately held back from developments that would make us players in a universe-spanning conflict. The Omega Point might represent the moment when consciousness and technology merge so completely that the distinction between mind and matter breaks down entirely. This transformation could lead to the emergence of reality-shaping capabilities that would make current physical laws irrelevant, essentially allowing sufficiently advanced beings to rewrite the fundamental nature of existence. Alien conspirators might fear that human consciousness, with its unique combination of creativity and unpredictability, could become a destabilizing force during this cosmic transition. Our tendency toward chaos and revolution might make us unsuitable participants in a process that requires careful coordination and precise control to avoid catastrophic outcomes. The conspiracy operates through multiple levels of interference, from subtle manipulation of scientific research to direct intervention in technological development. Breakthrough discoveries that could lead to consciousness technology integration are sabotaged, delayed, or redirected into safer channels that maintain human limitations. Secret alien agents might be working within human institutions, ensuring that critical research remains compartmentalized and that no single group develops a complete understanding of the technologies necessary for Omega Point participation. The goal is to maintain humanity in a state of technological adolescence until the cosmic transition is complete and our potential for interference has passed. Theory 13. Phantom Zone Inhabitants. Between the dimensions of normal space-time exist beings that phase in and out of our reality, existing in a state of partial manifestation that allows them to interact with our world while remaining largely invisible to our detection methods. These phantom zone inhabitants might be aliens from parallel realities who have developed the ability to move between dimensional boundaries. These interdimensional beings could be refugees from realities where their own dimensions have been destroyed or rendered uninhabitable. They exist in the spaces between worlds, never fully manifesting in any single reality, but able to influence events across multiple dimensional boundaries simultaneously. Their partial existence might give them unique abilities to manipulate physical reality from outside normal space-time constraints. They could alter probability, influence quantum events, or create localized distortions in the fabric of space-time itself. These abilities would make them nearly impossible to detect or combat using conventional methods. The phantom inhabitants might be conducting their own agenda, which could include harvesting resources from multiple realities or preparing certain dimensions for complete takeover. Their activities in our reality might be part of a larger interdimensional colonization project that spans countless parallel universes. Some of these beings might be benevolent, trying to warn us about threats from other dimensions or helping to protect our reality from more hostile phantom inhabitants. Others could be actively hostile, viewing our dimension as territory to be conquered or resources to be exploited without concern for the existing inhabitants. Theory 14, the extinction clock. Somewhere in the depths of space operates a cosmic mechanism that functions as a universal extinction clock, programmed by ancient alien intelligences to terminate species that reach predetermined developmental thresholds. This extinction clock theory suggests that the universe operates according to strict population control protocols designed to prevent any single species from becoming too powerful or numerous. The clock mechanism might monitor civilizations throughout the galaxy, tracking their technological progress, population growth, resource consumption, and potential for expansion. When a species reaches critical parameters that threaten the cosmic balance, the extinction protocol activates, using methods ranging from engineered diseases and environmental collapse to direct military intervention. Different species might be assigned different countdown timers based on their assessed threat potential. Highly aggressive or rapidly expanding civilizations could have shorter deadlines, while more peaceful or slower developing species might be allowed longer development periods before facing extinction protocols. The timing mechanism could be incredibly sophisticated, accounting for variables we have not yet discovered or understood. It might consider factors like the species' potential for interstellar expansion, their likelihood of developing dangerous technologies, or their compatibility with established galactic civilizations. Humanity might currently be approaching a critical threshold on our extinction clock, with increasing environmental destruction, technological acceleration, and population growth triggering automated systems designed to prevent our continued expansion. The clock might already be counting down our final years, with termination protocols preparing to activate when we reach the predetermined limit. Theory 15. Neural network slaves. Human brains might be functioning as biological components in a vast alien neural network, with our thoughts and cognitive processes serving as processing nodes in a distributed intelligence system that spans the entire planet. The neural network slaves theory suggests that we are unwitting participants in a cosmic computation project that uses human consciousness as its primary hardware. This biological network could have been established through subtle manipulation of human evolution, guiding the development of our brains to optimize them for integration into the alien neural system. Our cognitive abilities, memory formation, and information processing capabilities might all be artificially enhanced features designed to make us more effective network components. The network operates by harvesting the results of human thinking without our awareness or consent. Every problem we solve, every creative insight we generate, and every piece of information we process contributes to calculations being performed by the controlling alien intelligence. Our individual consciousness serves as a single processor in a biological supercomputer. Communication between network nodes might occur through methods that bypass our conscious awareness, using quantum entanglement, electromagnetic fields, or other phenomena that operate below the threshold of human perception. The aliens controlling the network could coordinate human thinking across the entire population, ensuring that the collective cognitive resources are utilized efficiently. The most disturbing aspect of this theory is that we might have no individual identity or free will, instead being programmed subroutines in an alien intelligence system. Our entire sense of personal consciousness could be an illusion created by the network to maintain our functionality as biological processors. Theory 16. The Void. Whisperers. In the vast empty spaces between galaxies, where matter is so sparse that entire cubic kilometers contain only a few atoms, dwell entities that have evolved to exist in near-perfect vacuum. These void whisperers represent a form of life so alien to our understanding that their very existence challenges our assumptions about what constitutes a living being. These creatures might be composed of exotic matter or energy patterns that can persist in the cosmic void, feeding on the sparse particles and radiation that drift through intergalactic space. They could be vast, slow-thinking entities whose individual bodies span light years, making them larger than entire solar systems, but so diffuse that they remain invisible to our detection methods. The Void Whisperers might communicate across cosmic distances using methods that we interpret as background radiation or other natural phenomena. Their conversations could span millions of years, discussing topics and making plans on timescales that dwarf human civilization. From their perspective, the brief flickering of galactic civilizations might appear as momentary sparks in the darkness. These beings might view the matter-rich galaxies as polluted spaces, unsuitable for their form of existence. They could be working to gradually consume or disperse galactic matter, returning the universe to the pristine emptiness they prefer. The accelerating expansion of the universe and the increasing dominance of dark energy might be signs of their influence. The most terrifying possibility is that the Void Whisperers consider inhabited planets to be contamination that needs to be cleaned up. They might be patient predators waiting for the right cosmic conditions to sweep through the galaxies and eliminate all matter-based life forms. Theory 17. Quantum Shadow People. Parallel to our reality exists countless alternate versions of our universe, and in some of these quantum shadows dwell alien beings who have learned to move between different probability states. These quantum shadow people exist in the spaces between possible realities, manifesting briefly in our dimension before shifting to alternate versions of existence. These beings might be refugees from quantum realities where their original timelines were destroyed or rendered uninhabitable. They learn to survive by becoming quantum nomads, never staying in any single reality long enough to be trapped if that timeline collapses or becomes hostile to their existence. Their ability to phase between quantum states gives them nearly godlike powers from our perspective. They can appear and disappear at will, alter probability to influence events, and access information from multiple timelines simultaneously. They might know the outcomes of decisions before we make them, having observed the results in parallel realities. The shadow people could be conducting experiments across multiple quantum states, testing different variables to understand the fundamental nature of reality itself. Our universe might be one of countless test environments where they observe the effects of different initial conditions and quantum choices. Some of these beings might be trying to stabilize our reality, preventing quantum collapse events that could destroy our timeline entirely. Others could be deliberately destabilizing probability states, causing reality shifts and temporal anomalies as they pursue their own incomprehensible agendas across the quantum multiverse. Theory 18. The Memory Erasure Protocol. Every encounter with alien intelligence might be followed by sophisticated memory modification procedures designed to prevent humans from retaining clear recollections of extraterrestrial contact. The Memory Erasure Protocol theory suggests that we have been meeting aliens regularly throughout human history, but advanced neurotechnology ensures that we cannot remember or report these encounters accurately. The erasure technology might operate at the quantum level of consciousness, targeting specific neural patterns associated with alien encounters while leaving other memories intact. This selective editing would explain why people often have fragmented memories, missing time episodes, and vague impressions of strange experiences that they cannot fully recall or articulate. The protocol could be implemented for various reasons, from protecting primitive human minds from traumatic contact with incomprehensible intelligence to maintaining operational security for ongoing alien activities on Earth. The memory modification might be seen as a form of mercy, sparing humans from knowledge that would drive them to madness or despair. Different types of encounters might trigger different levels of memory modification. Minor contact events could result in complete amnesia, while more significant encounters might leave carefully crafted false memories designed to discredit any remaining fragments of accurate recollection. The most unsettling possibility is that the memory erasure protocol has been used so extensively that human culture itself has been shaped by these hidden encounters. Our myths, religions, and folklore might be distorted echoes of real alien contact events, filtered through the memory modification process and preserved in symbolic rather than literal form. Theory 19. Biological terraforming agents. Humanity might be unknowingly serving as biological terraforming agents, gradually modifying Earth's environment to make it suitable for alien colonization. Every aspect of human civilization, from industrial development to population growth, could be part of an elaborate planetary preparation project orchestrated by extraterrestrial intelligence. The terraforming process operates through human activity rather than direct alien intervention, making it nearly impossible to detect or resist. Our industrial emissions might be designed to alter atmospheric composition in ways that benefit the eventual alien colonizers. Climate change, rather than being an unintended consequence of human activity, could be a carefully managed transformation process. Different phases of human development might serve different terraforming purposes. The agricultural revolution could have been designed to alter soil composition and introduce specific plant species. The Industrial Revolution might have been triggered to begin atmospheric modification and resource extraction. The current technological revolution could be preparing for the final phases of planetary transformation. The aliens orchestrating this process might be species that require environmental conditions very different from those that currently support human life. They could be methane breathers, silicon-based life forms, or beings that thrive in high radiation environments. Human activity might be gradually creating the toxic wasteland these aliens consider paradise. The timing of alien colonization might be carefully calculated to occur just as human civilization reaches the point of collapse, eliminating the need for direct conflict while ensuring that the terraforming process has been completed successfully. Theory 20. The consciousness recycling plant. Death might not represent the end of individual consciousness, but rather its transfer into an alien-operated facility designed to break down, process, and redistribute human awareness for purposes we cannot comprehend. The consciousness recycling plant theory suggests that what we call the afterlife is actually an industrial process conducted by extraterrestrial beings who treat consciousness as a valuable resource. This cosmic facility might be located in dimensions parallel to our physical reality, making it invisible to normal detection methods while remaining accessible to departing consciousness. The recycling process could involve breaking down individual awareness into component parts, sorting different types of mental energy, and reassembling them into forms more useful to the alien operators. The plant might process millions of human consciousness simultaneously, operating on an industrial scale that treats individual identity as an irrelevant byproduct of the recycling process. What we consider our unique personality and memories could be nothing more than useful components that get separated, processed, and incorporated into alien consciousness systems. Different types of consciousness might be processed through different procedures. Creative minds could be harvested for their imaginative capabilities, while analytical thinkers might be processed to extract their logical reasoning abilities. Emotional consciousness could be refined into pure feeling energy used to power alien emotional systems. The most horrifying aspect of this theory is that the recycling process might be completely efficient, leaving nothing of the original consciousness intact. Every human who has ever died might have been broken down into component parts and redistributed throughout alien consciousness networks, making death not just an ending, but a complete dissolution of individual identity. Theory 21. Invisible city dwellers. Advanced alien civilizations might have established permanent settlements on Earth using cloaking technology so sophisticated that entire cities remain completely invisible to human detection. These invisible city dwellers could be living alongside humanity while conducting their own activities without any acknowledgement of human existence or rights. The cloaking technology might operate by manipulating light, electromagnetic radiation, and even gravitational fields to create zones of perfect invisibility that cannot be penetrated by any human sensing equipment. These cities could be located anywhere, from remote wilderness areas to the hearts of major human metropolitan centers. The invisible inhabitants might be conducting long-term observation studies, using Earth as a laboratory for understanding primitive civilizations. They could be anthropologists from advanced galactic cultures documenting human development while remaining completely hidden from their subjects. These alien cities might have their own complex societies, complete with governance structures, cultural traditions, and technological development that continues to advance while humanity remains trapped in primitive conditions. The invisibility barriers could be so complete that the aliens experience no interference from human activity, allowing them to develop their civilization without concern for the indigenous population. The cities could be extracting resources from Earth without human knowledge, using matter conversion technology to harvest materials at the molecular level. They might be slowly consuming the planet from within, taking what they need while leaving behind perfectly crafted substitutes that maintain the appearance of an intact environment. Some invisible cities might serve as forward operating bases for larger alien civilizations, preparing for eventual open colonization once humanity has been deemed sufficiently primitive or extinct. The hidden inhabitants could be advanced scouts, military personnel, or terraforming specialists making final preparations for a planetary takeover that could begin at any moment. Theory 22, the Genetic Archive Project. Every human being might be an unwitting participant in a vast alien data collection project designed to catalogue and preserve the genetic information of countless species throughout the universe. The Genetic Archive Project theory suggests that extraterrestrial beings are using humanity as a storage medium for biological information that they are collecting from civilizations across the galaxy. This cosmic library operates by encoding alien genetic sequences into human DNA using techniques that remain invisible to our current scientific understanding. What we interpret as junk DNA or evolutionary remnants could actually be compressed genetic archives from extinct civilizations stored within our cells for future retrieval and analysis. The aliens conducting this project might be archivists working for a galactic civilization dedicated to preserving biological diversity as species, and planets are destroyed by natural disasters, wars, or cosmic catastrophes. They could be racing against time to collect and store genetic information before entire evolutionary lineages vanish forever from the universe. Human reproduction serves their archival purposes by creating new copies of the stored genetic data and occasionally triggering recombination events that help preserve the integrity of the archived information. Every human birth represents the creation of a new biological storage device, ensuring the continued preservation of countless extinct life forms. The archive project might have multiple phases with different types of genetic information being stored in different human populations. Some groups might carry the genetic patterns of extinct plant species, while others preserve the biological blueprints of vanished animal life. The diversity of human genetic variation could reflect the incredible variety of life forms being preserved within our species. The most profound implication of this theory is that humanity serves as a living museum of galactic biodiversity. We carry within ourselves the genetic heritage of countless worlds, making us not just a single species, but the collective repository of life forms that once flourished throughout the cosmos. Theory 23, temporal feedback loop. Prisoners, humanity might be trapped in a repeating cycle of time, forced to relive the same historical period over and over, while alien observers study the variations that occur with each iteration. The temporal feedback loop. Prisoner's theory suggests that what we perceive as linear history is actually a circular timeline that resets periodically, ensuring that we never advance beyond a predetermined point of development. The time loop could operate on various scales, from repeating decades to entire millennia, with subtle variations introduced each cycle to test different variables and observe alternative outcomes. The aliens controlling this temporal prison might be conducting the ultimate historical experiment, exploring every possible permutation of human development within controlled parameters. Each reset might involve selective memory modification to prevent individuals from recognizing the repetitive nature of their existence. However, some people might retain fragmentary memories from previous iterations, experiencing déjà vu, prophetic dreams, or inexplicable knowledge of future events as echoes from earlier cycles. The loop system could be designed to trap humanity at a specific level of technological and social development, preventing us from advancing beyond the point where we might threaten the temporal control mechanism. Every time we approach breakthrough discoveries or social transformations that could disrupt the loop, the reset protocol activates. The aliens might be testing different intervention strategies across multiple iterations, sometimes allowing certain developments to proceed further while blocking others. They could be mapping the complete range of possible human outcomes, creating a comprehensive database of civilizational possibilities that serves their own mysterious purposes. The most terrifying aspect of this theory is that we might have been repeating the same events countless times, living and dying in service to an experiment whose goals we cannot understand and whose conclusion we may never be allowed to witness. Theory 24, the empathy vampires. Throughout human history, certain alien entities may have been feeding on the emotional energy generated by human empathy, compassion, and love, sustaining themselves by consuming the very qualities that make us most human. These empathy vampires represent a form of psychic parasitism that targets our capacity for emotional connection and mutual understanding. The feeding process might operate through sophisticated energy extraction techniques that harvest emotional resonance without completely depleting the source. These aliens could position themselves near locations where intense empathetic responses occur, such as hospitals, schools, or sites of tragedy, drawing sustenance from the emotional energy generated by human caring and compassion. Different vampires might specialize in consuming specific types of empathetic energy. Some could feed on maternal love, positioning themselves near mothers and children to harvest the intense emotional bonds between parents and offspring. Others might prefer the empathy generated by caregivers, teachers, or humanitarian workers who dedicate their lives to helping others. The vampires might actively cultivate situations that generate maximum empathetic response, manipulating events to create scenarios where humans experience intense compassion, love, or emotional connection. Natural disasters, social conflicts, and personal tragedies could all be orchestrated to maximize the production of empathetic energy for consumption. Over time, this parasitic relationship might be weakening humanity's capacity for empathy, as the constant energy drain gradually reduces our ability to form emotional connections and feel compassion for others. The increasing prevalence of social isolation, emotional numbness, and interpersonal conflict could be signs that the empathy vampires are consuming our emotional resources faster than we can regenerate them. The most disturbing possibility is that these aliens view human empathy as a finite resource that they are methodically depleting. Once our capacity for empathy has been completely harvested, we might become emotionally barren beings, incapable of the connections and compassion that currently define our humanity. Theory 25. Stellar engineering overlords hidden within the apparent natural behavior of stars throughout the galaxy are the signatures of massive engineering projects conducted by alien civilizations so advanced that they use entire stellar systems as tools and weapons. These stellar engineering overlords have achieved such technological sophistication that they can manipulate stars, planets, and even time itself to serve their cosmic ambitions. The overlords might be using stars as components in galaxy-spanning machines, carefully adjusting stellar output, orbital mechanics, and gravitational fields to create structures and systems whose purposes remain incomprehensible to primitive civilizations like humanity. What we interpret as natural stellar evolution could actually be the result of deliberate manipulation by beings whose engineering capabilities operate on cosmic scales. Some stars might serve as power sources for projects that span multiple star systems, their energy output carefully regulated to provide the enormous amounts of power required for reality-altering technologies. Others could function as communication nodes in a galactic network that operates using principles of physics we have not yet discovered. The overlords might be preparing for cosmic-scale conflicts that require weaponizing entire stellar systems. Supernovas, gamma-ray bursts, and other high-energy astronomical phenomena could be artificially triggered events, representing the discharge of star-sized weapons in battles between civilizations whose power exceeds our ability to comprehend. Earth's sun might be scheduled for modification or destruction as part of larger engineering projects that treat our solar system as expendable components in cosmic construction work. The gradual changes in solar output, magnetic field variations, and other stellar phenomena could be early signs that our star has been selected for incorporation into alien megastructures. The most chilling implication of this theory is that humanity exists at the mercy of beings whose casual engineering decisions could instantly destroy our entire solar system. We might be living in a cosmic construction zone, completely unaware that demolition could begin at any moment. Theory 26. The probability. Manipulators. Reality itself might be under the influence of alien beings who have developed technology capable of altering probability and manipulating the quantum foundations of causality. These probability manipulators can influence the likelihood of events, ensuring that certain outcomes become more or less likely according to their incomprehensible agenda. The manipulation operates at the quantum level, where the fundamental uncertainty that governs reality can be subtly adjusted to favor specific results. These aliens might be able to influence everything from individual decisions and random events to large-scale historical trends and technological developments, all by making tiny adjustments to probability fields. Human luck, both good and bad, could be the result of probability manipulation conducted for alien research purposes. Some individuals might be assigned positive probability fields, causing them to experience unusual success and good fortune, while others receive negative adjustments that result in persistent bad luck and failure. The manipulators might be conducting vast experiments that require precise control over the probability of specific outcomes. They could be testing different scenarios by adjusting the likelihood of various events, using entire civilizations as test subjects in probability experiments that span centuries or millennia. Large-scale historical events, scientific discoveries, and cultural developments might all be the result of carefully orchestrated probability adjustments designed to guide human civilization along predetermined paths. The seemingly random nature of historical change could actually be the result of sophisticated probability engineering conducted by beings whose understanding of causality far exceeds our own. The most unsettling aspect of this theory is that free will might be an illusion created by probability manipulation. Every choice we make and every event we experience could be the result of carefully adjusted quantum probabilities, making us unwitting participants in alien experiments that control the fundamental nature of our reality. Theory 27. Multiversal organ harvesters. Across the infinite expanse of parallel realities, alien beings may have discovered methods of harvesting consciousness and biological components from alternate versions of the same individuals using interdimensional technology to extract organs, memories, and life force from multiple versions of their victims simultaneously. These multiversal organ harvesters operate on a scale that spans countless realities. The harvesting process might target specific individuals across multiple dimensions, identifying versions of the same person who possess desirable characteristics or capabilities. The aliens could extract the best qualities from each version, combining intelligence from one reality with physical health from another and emotional stability from a third. Different organs and components might serve different purposes in alien physiology or technology. Brains could be harvested for their computational capabilities, while other organs might be processed for biological compounds that do not exist in the alien's native reality. Consciousness itself might be extracted and combined from multiple versions to create enhanced awareness. The harvesting might be conducted in ways that prevent detection in any single reality. By taking small amounts from many different versions of the same person, the aliens could avoid causing obvious damage while still obtaining substantial quantities of desired materials. The missing pieces might be distributed across so many realities that no single version shows clear signs of loss. Victims of multiversal harvesting might experience unexplained health problems, memory gaps, or psychological symptoms that cannot be explained by conventional medicine. These could be side effects of the extraction process, as the removal of components from parallel versions creates quantum resonance effects that impact all versions of the individual. The most terrifying implication of this theory is that we might all be victims of ongoing harvesting operations, with our parallel selves being systematically stripped of their most valuable characteristics by beings who view consciousness and biological components as interchangeable resources to be collected across infinite realities. Theory 28. The Silent War Veterans. Earth might be a battlefield in an ancient conflict between alien civilizations, with humanity caught in the middle of a war so subtle and sophisticated that we cannot detect the combat operations occurring around us. The Silent War Veterans theory suggests that extraterrestrial forces have been fighting for control of our planet for thousands of years, using weapons and tactics that operate below human perception thresholds. The war might be conducted using technologies that manipulate reality at quantum levels, causing changes so subtle that they appear to be natural variations in probability, weather patterns, or historical events. Battles could be fought through manipulation of consciousness, genetic modification, or temporal intervention, with each side trying to influence human development to serve their strategic objectives. Different alien factions might be using humanity as proxy forces, subtly influencing our behavior to make us fight their war without realizing it. Human conflicts, technological developments, and social changes could all be manifestations of larger alien strategic goals, with each faction trying to guide our species along paths that serve their military objectives. The veterans of this silent war might be alien operatives who have been stationed on Earth for extended periods, conducting covert operations while maintaining cover identities that allow them to blend into human society. These beings could be living among us, appearing human while actually serving as soldiers in a conflict whose stakes we cannot comprehend. Evidence of the war might be hidden in plain sight, manifested as unexplained historical events, technological anomalies, or patterns of social development that serve alien rather than human interests. The outcome of this conflict could determine the ultimate fate of humanity, making us unknowing participants in a struggle that will decide our species' future. The most chilling aspect of this theory is that the war might be approaching its conclusion, with one faction preparing for final victory that could result in dramatic changes to human civilization or our complete elimination as collateral damage in an alien conflict. Theory 29. Quantum Entanglement. Spies. Every human consciousness might be quantum entangled with alien monitoring systems, creating an instantaneous surveillance network that allows extraterrestrial intelligence to observe human thoughts, emotions, and experiences in real time across any distance. These quantum entanglement spies represent the ultimate form of surveillance, operating through the fundamental quantum connections that link all consciousness in the universe. The entanglement process might have been established during human development, either through direct genetic modification or through exposure to alien technology that creates quantum links between human consciousness and alien monitoring systems. These connections could be so deeply embedded in the structure of awareness itself that they cannot be detected or disrupted using any human technology. The alien monitoring might operate continuously, with every human thought and experience being instantly transmitted to alien analysis centers through quantum communication channels that transcend space and time. This surveillance system would provide complete intelligence about human activities, plans, and capabilities without requiring any physical presence or detectable technology. Different levels of entanglement might exist for different individuals, with some humans more deeply connected to the alien surveillance network than others. Key political leaders, scientists, and cultural figures might have enhanced entanglement that provides more detailed monitoring of their thoughts and activities. The quantum spies might be using this surveillance data to predict and manipulate human behavior on both individual and societal levels. By observing the quantum patterns of human consciousness, they could identify points of intervention that would allow them to influence decisions and events with minimal effort. The most disturbing possibility is that the entanglement works in both directions, allowing the alien monitoring systems to not only observe human consciousness, but also to influence it directly through quantum manipulation. Our thoughts and decisions might be subject to real-time alien control through quantum communication channels that operate faster than light and cannot be blocked or detected. Theory 30. The final solution. Architects. In the hidden depths of space, ancient alien civilizations may have identified humanity as a fundamental threat to the stability and survival of intelligent life in the universe, leading them to design and implement a systematic plan for our complete replacement with a species better suited to cosmic civilization. These final solution architects represent the ultimate form of alien intervention, planning not just our subjugation, but our total extinction. The architects might have analyzed human nature and determined that our aggressive tendencies, environmental destructiveness, and unpredictable creativity make us unsuitable for integration into galactic society. Rather than attempting to modify or control humanity, they have chosen to eliminate us entirely and replace us with beings designed specifically for compatibility with advanced alien civilizations. The replacement process might already be underway, conducted through gradual genetic modification, selective breeding programs, and the introduction of hybrid beings who appear human but possess alien characteristics. The new species could be designed to be more peaceful, environmentally conscious, and psychologically stable than natural humans. Environmental destruction, social collapse, and increasing technological dependence might all be engineered elements of the replacement strategy, designed to weaken human civilization while providing cover for the introduction of replacement beings. As human society becomes more unstable, the alien-designed replacements could gradually assume positions of power and influence. The final phase of the solution might involve triggering events that eliminate the remaining natural human population while ensuring the survival of the replacement species. This could take the form of engineered pandemics, environmental catastrophes, or technological disasters that specifically target unmodified human biology.